Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Gremlins. And this movie came out in 1984, and a lot of people consider it to be a classic, and I guess you could call it that. Enough time has passed, and this was a film that I have seen before, but I didn't really remember much about, if even that. And after revisiting this film, I thought it was fine. There were things that I liked about the movie. I thought that acting was good, and I did like the tone of the film at points. It's trying to be like a horror comedy, and I kind of liked the goofy tone of the film, and more on that later. And there was some really good practical effects, like the gremlins themselves looked really cool, and I do like how they're used in the film, and they're basically just a bunch of trolls throughout the entire film, which I found to be kind of funny. Gizmo was cute. I liked Gizmo in the movie. And for a while, the movie did get better as it went along. I found the first 15 minutes to be kind of bad and just not really clicking with me. But after that point, it did start to get a little bit better. Things were being established and the characters were being developed, even if I don't really care for the characters all that much. They were at least given something, and I like the music in the movie. I believe it's Jerry Goldsmith, and the music was something that really stood out to me. And there was a death in the movie that I thought was pretty cool, like like with one of the gremlins that got obliterated. I thought it was kind of fun, and there were things to like about the movie. There's things to appreciate about the movie, but all in all, I just didn't connect with it, mostly because the story and the characters just weren't doing it for me, and I didn't find anything in this movie to be scary. I didn't really find anything in this movie to be funny, and I just found it to be incredibly hollow and just very repetitive after a certain point. And once we got an hour into the movie, that's when I was like kind of checked out and waiting for the movie to end, and everything just felt incredibly stretched out for no reason. And there were lots of movie references in this film. Like there's a poster of The Road Warrior at a certain point, and you see characters watching movies on TVs at a few points in the film. And there was a character in this movie that reminded me of The Wizard of Oz, like the Wicked Witch of the West. And it's pretty much the exact same thing that happens in this movie. And I would be fine with that if it served more of a purpose, but I just found it to be references, but not really in service of a greater narrative. Like they're there, but they don't help out the film really at all. Like if you took those out of the movie entirely, the movie would be no different. That's how I felt about it, and I'm sure this has been talked about to death. And the rules of the Gremlins don't really make any sense. Like the whole eating after midnight, you can't do that. Like it's always after midnight if you think about it. And there's just some things that you have to like let go in order to enjoy the film. And I was able to let that slide because at the very least there was like something fun to be had. But unfortunately, it just stretches everything out for way too long, and I just was bored for the longest time. And one thing that kind of bugged me about this movie was the ongoing joke of the dad's inventions just being terrible and not working at all. And it was an ongoing joke, which, if it was just a couple times in the movie, I would have been fine with, but it's in the movie for like 10 times at least, or at least that's how it felt to me, and I just wasn't having it. I'll say this much about the movie, despite me not really connecting with the second half of the movie all that much. Once we got to the third act, it did get a little bit better because it's like, okay, now we're getting to like some action. And it was entertaining for what it was. And that's about it. I also really did not like that the movie tried to make our main character Billy overly sympathetic in the first 15 minutes, because at first his car won't start, so he's late to work, and he also brings his dog to work for absolutely no reason. I don't know why. Like, you could have just left the dog at home. Like, is your mom not at home, or what's going on? Like, it just didn't make any sense. And also, I found it weird that the dad just wrapped up Gizmo in wrapping paper. Like, did you leave any breathing holes for the guy? Like, what are you doing? And I know these are just like nitpicky things, but it's just stuff that stood out to me. I was like, what are you doing? And that's about all I have to say about Gremlins. I didn't really connect with it. I didn't hate it. It was just a film that existed and I didn't regret watching, but I was just left unsatisfied. I wasn't scared. I wasn't entertained all that much. And the first act was the best part of the movie. The rest of it, take it or leave it. The unlikable characters are incredibly annoying and they all kind of talk like the same character. And the heroes I don't care for. There's just nothing to latch on for me in this movie. But if you like it, more power to you. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. But for me, I'm just never going to watch it again. So if you like this movie, then check it out again, because I'm sure that you'll enjoy it. Or if you remember liking it, I'm sure you'll still enjoy it. I'm just in the minority here. So with all that being said, I'm going to give Gremlins a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Gremlins, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Island. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.